I think it's something to be learned about Adrien Broner, the boxer. In his prime, he was one of the best boxers in his weight class, and he was one of the hardest hitters in quickness, and his technical ability was really good in his prime. Nowadays, you're just looking at as a crash out streamer of sorts.
Hey, they say you look like you hide pickles under your tongue.
I ain't gonna lie, cuz. Shut the fuck up. You ain't get hired. You ain't get hired to talk, nigga. Ain't nobody hire you to talk. Quit talking, bitch ass nigga.
With I forgot the other guy he be with, doing all kind of crazy stuff. You almost forget that he was like one of the best fighters in his weight class, and drawing comparisons a little bit to Floyd Mayweather. Recently, I've seen he was streaming, and he was talking to some comedians, and I think it was Mojo, and Mojo was asking him. Million people asking him, "Why you have to get back in the gym?"
What's going on? Huh? Let's get back in the ring. Listen to me. That shit's so like, it's so hard for me to go in the gym. I don't hear that voice no more, nigga. There's only one voice I listen to. That's Coach Mike, nigga. That nigga had me since I was 6 years old.
You know, why you want to get back to your roots? And he said, I don't hear that voice anymore. The only person that get me back in the ring was his trainer, Coach Mike. And that was the guy that kind of kept his head on straight. Now, I think Coach Mike might have passed away, I'm not sure. And that left a hole in him, right, where that can't be filled. That was the only person that basically could get him back on the path that he needed to be on in order to be successful. And I think the guy passed, I gotta go do my research. He lost his spark. Lost a part of the reason why he was fighting. He lost somebody that was giving him confidence, reassurance, a father figure. He said it, that looked out for him, had him since he was 6 years old, and groomed him into the fighter he became. Right? And I think one of the biggest things, and I think one of the biggest things that we don't think about as we're trying to pursue and trying to become what we want to become is we lose the spark. We lose our reasons for doing what we're doing. I think what I've learned in this process of doing YouTube and this process of living life is you can't lose the spark. You got to find a reason for yourself to fight, right? And I'm not saying that Adrien Broner didn't have a reason to fight because he had plenty of reasons. He didn't come up the traditional way. He wanted to be successful. Probably wanted to put his family on. Take care of all the people that looked out for him. I'm pretty sure that was his reason. But when you lose significant people in your life, and you lose that sense of worth of what you was doing, or that person that put that barrier pack in your back, or whatever that thing that kept you going, you gotta find another source. You gotta look within yourself, right? And I always think about what would that person that left, or that thing what would they want you to do in their absence? What would they want you to do when they're not looking, right? And a lot of times you don't think about it like that because depression is a real thing. Sadness, struggling to find a sense of belonging, not thinking about how to do the hard thing. The easy thing is just to not do it. The easy thing is to not try to find a way to get past it, right? It's hard to try to move on from something that's been a part of you your whole life, right? And I'm pretty sure it's hard for him to go to the gym and box because that guy's not there. Coach Mike's not there. And I'm not saying I understand him, but I think seeing the antics he's doing now, the crash outs he's doing now, that might be part of the reason why he's doing what he's doing. Now, I'm not, saying what he's doing is you should still do that and it's giving them a reason to out. But I think a lot of people can relate to going through something similar, And I think it's a lesson there where, man, you really got to see what's behind what's going on with people. Because a lot of times, there's a lot of pain, there's a lot of hurt. Especially in the world right now, there's a lot of people are hurting or suffering because of this overwhelming prices, they're overwhelmed and all that stuff. And I think learning to deal with those struggles sometimes can be tough. And now that I think about it, and as I keep trying to pursue my goals, I gotta realize what I'm doing it for, why I'm doing these things, right? Is it for me or is it for the people, right? And I think for him, it seems like I don't have that motivation because the guy that was motivating me is not here anymore, and I don't want to box without him. Like I don't know what I would do without him, because he got me to a lot of these points in my life, and I just want to pray for him, brother. And I think just understanding that, learning to deal with those very deep wounds and trauma, can get you to the next level. But just remind yourself why you did it in the first place. Remind yourself why you was boxing in the first place, or whatever you decide to do, can really keep you going when motivation's not there, when the people that's supposed to help you not there.
I don't hear that voice no more. Coach Michael Stafford, he's like another father figure to me. He's gonna treat you like one of his children. That's why I respect him.